So there's these opposing arguments that exist within the Christian world. There's once saved, always saved versus you can lose your salvation. I'm gonna tell you now, Dr. Tony Evans just about scared me back in the living right. Look, when I know I've gotten off track, I tend to isolate and I just kind of sort of go through the motions. I don't really like being around people because I don't want to affect or infect them with my negativity, my sin issues. I don't want to drain them. I don't want to drain people's social batteries and things like that. The list just kind of goes on. But after hearing this, I think I just re-upped a fresh barrel of Acarite. Let's listen to this. Watch this.
For if we go on sinning willfully, this is the person straying, after receiving the knowledge of the truth, there no longer remains a sacrifice for sins, but a terrifying expectation of judgment and the fury of a fire which will consume the adversaries. Anyone who has set aside the law of Moses dies without mercy on the testimony of 2 or 3 witnesses.
And anybody who didn't set it aside, like you know about it, you've been exposed to the truth, you've tasted the gift, and you just kind of throw it aside and just choose to intentionally live however you want to live. Lord have mercy. Do I really even need to like hit play again? Because maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the only one whose conviction radar is just like shooting through the roof. But like, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, I can't even straight good like that no more. I can't even just let myself just keep going straight. So I thought I was cool. Not saying that, just trying to take advantage of grace and the whole once saved, always saved mindset, belief, philosophy, whatever. But I feel like this also hits on why when I am straying, you know how you doing bad, you way off course, right? But you be having that conviction where you like, man, it makes you feel bad. It's almost like grieving the Holy Spirit. When the Holy Spirit is grieved, man, you ain't got no joy, bro. You ain't got no satisfaction in what you're doing. You don't feel good about what you're doing, but for some reason you just keep on doing it. Now I'm starting to see why the isolation part that can be like detrimental, because I mean, when you off course and you're not even allowing people like other believers to be in your corner to support you as another brother or sister, in the faith, then you basically are just allowing yourself to continue on that journey of just going further and further off course. Let me stop talking. Let me see what he said.
How much severe punishment do you think you will deserve who has trampled underfoot the Son of God and have regarded as unclean the blood of the covenant by which he was sanctified and has insulted the Spirit of grace?
But it's like, Lord, I ain't trying to insult you. Lord, I ain't trying to trample underfoot. I ain't trying to do none of that. But I guess it don't matter what you're trying to do. Yeah, I guess it just matters what you're doing. And when you responding in a way that's non-responsive to, what God is telling you to do, I guess that is trampling underfoot. I'm getting sadder and sadder watching this message. Let's continue.
For we know him who said, vengeance is mine, I will repay. And again, the Lord will judge his people. It is a terrifying thing to fall into the hands of the living God. He's talking about Christians because he says those who've been sanctified. There comes a point in the life of a straying believer when God decides too far, too long, that's enough. When he decides too long, too far, that's enough, he comes in directly and deals with it. But the reason he says in the previous verses to not forsake the assembling of yourselves together, but stimulate one another, is because if we get to them before God gets to them, we save them from extensive consequences by the discipline of God. So the reason we intervene is so that a worse situation doesn't have to be brought to bear. Which means you got to care about somebody other than yourself for that to happen.
Bro, y'all just go, y'all go watch this whole video. Like I'm not gonna take up all the time in the world on just continuing to go. I can really stop it right there because that's really a full sermon in and of itself. In this culture, we're so independent. We're so driven by, oh well, that ain't my business. Oh well, it's all type of unreal, unwritten codes that people claim to live by. Just when it's convenient or whatever. But we live in this type of society where nobody gets involved. You see it by people recording stuff on their phones. Somebody might be in need of help, and instead of just like administering help, aid, coming to somebody's support, their rescue, we record it and show the rest of the world, like, hey man, look what happened. It's like people really don't even care about people like that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't even really have like a genuine vested interest in the well-being of your fellow neighbor. Yeah. But that's the commission. That's what we're called to do. We're called to care. We're called to support one another as a part of being a part of a body. And my note to myself is isolation just can't be one of those things that I allow to persist in my life because, like Dr. Evans just said, boy, it's a terrible thing to fall into the hands of especially an angry God who has to administer discipline. Man, y'all jump in them comments and let me know what you think. If I can pray for anybody about anything, or if anybody in the comments need prayer for anything, maybe somebody else can pray for another believer can pray for somebody else. Hit the like, comment, subscribe, all the buttons, and we'll tap in again next time. Peace.